In South Florida, Twist Gaming. Featuring lead broadcaster Matt Koza. Co-host and creative genius Josh Perry. Co-host and interviewer extraordinaire Ann Lazito. Co-host and marketing mogul Aaron Murphy. With appearances from special guest Lucy. Welcome to Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. This is Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us. We're coming to you live from the Batcave, bringing you our first impression session. Oh, I said that weird. First impression session of our spotlight of The Batman Who Laughs Rising by the Op. This utilizes the familiar Rising game mechanic, where we're cooperatively trying to defeat the Batman Who Laughs. So a side-shoot Batman story arc in an alternate universe where the Batman becomes the Joker.
Yeah.
But first, who are we? I'm Matt.
I'm Ann.
I'm Josh.
Oh, you didn't say you're
I
Batman?
was really surprised.
Oh, okay. You caught me off guard there. And we are Twist Gaming. If you haven't had a chance, go back and check out our spotlight of the Batman Who Laughs Rising on video on demand. Definitely, I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. But we tend to enjoy the Rising games quite a bit.
Way to keep the mystique, Matt.
I know. Mystique is X-Men. This is DC. So our first impression session, we're going to talk about our favorite aspects of the game, then any constructive criticisms we might have, and then the most important question of the evening of would we play this game again. First up is things we liked.
What's your favorite Batman?
My favorite Batman? I don't know.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton?
Tied for Adam West, but...
I'd say Adam West honestly probably takes the cake, though, just for the nostalgia factor. Josh, you like Christian Bale.
It's just what I remember. Like
he's your favorite actor. Yeah. So, favorite aspects of the game. We've played a lot of the Rising games already. Thanos Rising, Death Eaters Rising, Plankton Rising. So, very broad spectrum. I like that they've all got very different feels to them. If you go back and watch any of our spotlights that we did on those, we have a very specific set of things that we like to see in games, and the negatives that we brought up, honestly, to me, feel like they've been almost completely addressed by what we see in this game. There's more unique player powers, hero powers. There's a wider array of villains. There are more villain artwork. So that was a complaint I had in Thanos Rising, where all of the generic villains had the same artwork, whereas here the generic villains of the Evil Robins and the Owl Court have different artwork on them. So
I got tiny arms.
There's it's over there. You just didn't want to stand up. You
You're
wanted to
right.
make me stand up. So, for example, we've got the Evil Robins, and they've got different artwork on them, so that's really cool. And then additionally, they upped the difficulty. This was harder.
Yeah, God, yeah.
And like we kind of saw that was coming, because when Josh was reading the rules, he said, doesn't say anything about how to make the game harder, only easy.
Yeah.
So, there you go. I love cooperative games, so this definitely scratches that itch. I know. I do. I mean, we play cooperative games all the time here. A different effect on the Robins, I noticed. Yeah, they all have slightly different effects on them, too. So more unique player powers, higher degree of difficulty, unique artwork. The mini in this game is probably the nicest one in any of the Horizon games that we played. If you want to pass that over, and I'll put that in the green screen camera. But it's the Batman Who Laughs with the Roblings sculpt, and then he's got chains on him. It's got a nice look on the table too. The artwork is super duper nice for it. Honestly, I just had a really great time playing it. How about you, Ann?
I would echo a lot of what you said. You talked about, us having pros and cons in all the previous games, and I do think that the one thing they do about really well with this game is they customize the Rising games to the audience for which it is intended. And so I think Thanos Rising was their first one out.
Yep.
Right? So that one doesn't really have a very targeted audience. That was just kind of the first foray into this new idea for a game.
Death Eaters Rising had the location mechanism in it.
They
That
tried
it played
something
into.
a little different.
Yeah.
I think with I think Plankton Rising and the Batman Who Laughs, they very clearly adjusted the difficulty level in each of those. The Plankton Rising game, if you guys go back and check out that spotlight, I think they did a really wonderful job of adjusting the difficulty level in that game for a younger or more inexperienced audience who might, enjoy a fun or light game.
And that's difficulty of not just the win conditions of the game, but the difficulty of actually
Playing
the
the
game
game
itself.
Yeah, one of the things that like Matt said, I really enjoy the very varied hero powers. I like seeing how things synergize, whether I'm strategizing it or if I'm just sticking stuff together and seeing what happens. That's very exciting to me. It adds something new. It really adds a lot of replayability. It's like a puzzle. You want to see how things fit together again. So I do feel like they did that with this game. Not overtly, though. I feel like, and I may have missed it, but the assigned dice, this ability I don't remember seeing
Nope.
in the other games.
That's new.
Did you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think they added a couple of new rerolls are there, extra dies were there. This ability I think was new, and it was really interesting. You may assign dice to do additional damage.
This one I like too, of assigning a damage to one of your heroes to remove one from the counter track.
Yeah.
I think that's one we saw in SpongeBob, the Plankton Rising, but it wasn't in the original Thanos. So I think this takes a lot of the new ones that they created, merges them with the existing ones, so there was a wide bevy of powers, if you will.
I think my favorite thing about this version of the game is the way that they approached the win condition. In the previous games, you needed to take out X amount of villains, or you needed to prevent Y amount of heroes from dying. You still need to prevent that amount of heroes from dying in this game, but the fact that you must be losing to have the villains come out and then defeat them to get to the fight, it's the final boss feel. It feels like level bosses and a final boss, and that was really exciting for me.
Yeah, I have to echo that also, where in the Death Eaters Rising, you had the same boss mechanic where you had to kill Voldemort to win, not just X number of baddies.
Right.
Or complete X number of Krabby Patty recipes. But in this one here, I really loved the mechanism that they added of you have to let him get the villains out. So that's so counterintuitive to how every other one of the Rising games played.
Yeah.
Of we need to just let nothing happen. And that's primarily our goal, is like, you are not flipping any of these over. It's like literally you can't win the game unless he does flip over everything.
Yeah.
So you're going to encounter all of the negative scenarios throughout the gameplay. So I think you put it best where it's a game of managing adversity throughout the rounds. Mm-hmm. And one more point I wanted to touch on before I let Josh talk, because he's such a talkative guy, was that even at face value, even before I picked up this game, I absolutely love the IP choice that they did.
Yeah.
I like Batman. I am not a giant Batman fan, but I know...
You mean a Bat fan?
Anyway, I know Batman, but I think we are all really familiar with the popular
pop culture
ideas
Batman.
Of Batman. I know enough about comics to know that there's a multiverse, but not enough to know who the Batmans are in the multiverses. And it's absolutely, to me, who is only familiar with pop culture Batman, this Batman seems so obscure, so unique, so different. It's very eye-catching. It's very intriguing.
Yeah.
And then you get into the game, and Ed Bryan, you were absolutely fantastic being able to give us backstories for the various Batmans. But then not only am I introduced at the very front to this new Batman idea, I'm getting introduced to all of these other multiverse Batmans too. And I'm somebody who really loves a story in a game, and this absolutely scratched that itch for me. Now I want to pick up my phone and go down a rabbit hole of Batman.
Yeah, and I mean, sorry, go ahead, Josh.
Random fact, I think the Batman Who Laughs animated movie or series came out on Netflix last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was a new Batman animation that came out on Netflix. I think it's the Batman Who Laughs.
That was the Killing Joke just came
Oh,
out.
no, it was the Killing Joker, sorry.
Yeah, Killing Joke is a different one. I mean, that's
It's still
fantastic
Batman.
also.
Yeah, still awesome.
But yeah, I mean, when I first heard that we were doing a Batman Rising spotlight, I'm just like, oh, Batman's got such a great diverse rogues gallery that we'll be able to see all of our favorites, like the Joker or the Riddler
The
or
Alligator
Sandman
Man.
or stuff like that. And Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, I can keep going.
Those are
but
classics.
they didn't take the easy way out, which is what I found that
Went with
super
evil
interesting.
Batmans.
Yeah, they went with just evil Batmans.
Well, even the heroes, I saw I think Hawkgirl's a little more popular now because of the Flash, but I don't know who Duke Thomas is or Dr. Fate. I'm assuming is Dr. Fate, but they really went.
I know Dr. Fate.
Nerd.
Yeah, I knew Dr. Fate too.
I already knew that. Okay, shut up, guys. Anyway, see, I get salty. You're right. Like the Rogues Gallery, being able to have a wide variety of characters in the universe. I'm really happy that that's what they leverage. There's just so
They
much
kept
variety.
it super fresh
Yeah.
with the choice.
Yep.
Josh, how about you?
So something we normally do when we play Rising game is we go with the deck of cards. Matt, can you show off how many cards are
Oh.
left in the deck?
That is a great point. We usually go through the entire deck, and we have a lot left over.
My goodness.
we
I wonder who else is in there. We're talking about variety. I
yeah,
wonder if
let's
there's any duplicates.
let's go through it. No, there's not. I looked through
Really?
it before. There's no duplicates.
There's no duplicates.
That's so cool.
Like literally, your minor villains are your only duplicate cards, and there's 2 Roblings and 2 Court of Owls, and that's it.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's one thing that I was super intrigued about is that there's almost no duplicates, and the duplicate cards that are there have different art. So that was just like, oh yeah.
This is so exciting.
So we got Red Hood.
Yeah.
We've got
Isn't Red Hood Robin
yeah,
and grew up to be Batman?
pretty much.
And that's Barbara Gordon in the bottom right with the red hair?
Dream of the Endless. I have no idea who that is. That's out there for me. Constantine's in it, which is super
I
cool.
love Constantine!
Yeah.
Jason Todd Robin, yes, thank
The
you.
Joker. Because in that universe, the Joker's a goodie.
No, he's not a good.
I know.
He was changing children.
I know. But
he's a hero in this side, but so is Deathstroke, so that's really
yeah,
good
that's
for
true.
me.
That's true. We got Clayface, so another rogues gallery that turned good.
Clayface is so weird.
We've got the Blue Beetle.
Well, who's the Blue Beetle?
It's an alien AI that infected a kid and gave him powers. As far as I remember.
Beetleborgs?
No, not quite.
That's what you just described, almost.
Is it? I have no idea who this one is either. The Strigidae?
They're a bad guy.
Oh, it is a bad guy.
Who's the
Oh, I didn't
There's
realize
a
it
fish
was a minor
skeleton
villain.
that looks like that, and I can't remember what it is now. I want to Google
Like
it.
an anglerfish?
No. There's a piranha.
Plastic Man!
I don't know who that is.
I have seen
It's like
that.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I see that.
But his abilities, he's a ship.
Yeah. Ship.
We've got Mr.
ship
Terrific. Pretty much the Joker Who Laughs is so evil this world baddies help Batman and company. Oh, that's cool. He's so evil that the bad guys are like, he's too evil. It is too much. So Mr. Terrific, once per turn you may reroll. So he's a reroll guy. We've got everyone's favorite, Superman. I found it super interesting that Superman only had 4 health.
You're such a nerd.
But, Wonder Woman, she was another one of the starting heroes.
Look at her outfit in this one. Can we talk about that? She looks Bamf.
Yeah. We've got another Strigidae. So we do have Strigidaes as another minor villain, but again, different artwork. There's our other Court of the Owls.
That's cool.
We've
Different
got
artwork.
Hawkman.
Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
So this one has a cool ability we haven't seen before either.
You notice any bonus token is a single die face.
So you could just spend a blanket bonus token to be whatever you want.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
We've got a Gotham City Police Department officer.
That's so random, and I love it.
We've got the Green Arrow.
Okay. Where's Red Arrow?
We got Batgirl.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
We've got Nightwing. And then Anne, you're going to be really upset about this next one because she was on the top of the deck, so she would have been next.
Oh man!
So, yeah.
I really like. So even before Harley Quinn became popular, I really liked Harley Quinn. I named my dog Harley, and mostly because of Abbott and Costello. That's really why I like Harley Quinn, because of her dogs.
Okay. But yeah, so different abilities. We went through, there was a lot still to go.
Yeah.
And so, I feel like that offers it more replayability.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to go with. And the other thing is, if you look at the dark track,
Yes.
Dork track?
the dark track,
Dork
the Dark
track.
Knight track.
Yeah.
Dork Knight.
It actually has a 3 and 4 player side, so you can flip it
Oh.
over. I
So
mean, 1 and 2 versus 3 and 4 player
Yeah.
side.
I
So-
think that's really cool that it scales. I wonder if the 1 and 2 player track maintains the same relative difficulty as the higher player count track.
So I would assume yes, because the counts are lower. So one of the things that Josh and I experienced when we played 2-player Rising games together is that it's much easier when you have less players, because you ramp up quicker, but the villain still does the same amount of damage, essentially.
Okay, yeah.
So this gets more villains on the board faster to
And-
counteract that.
And so the thing here is that, and for those of you that may have not caught the first stream, on the top of this track you have some boxes there, and that's for those tokens. And when the token gets filled out, that special attack comes out, and a villain comes out to a board. On the 3 to 4 player, it's 3, so it's only taking away one slot to maybe maintain the same.
There's no backside of that one.
What's the word? The velocity is not the right word that I'm looking for, but it's something. Whatever.
Speed?
Yeah, it's not, yeah.
Just directionless velocity. Anything else, Josh?
No, I think the two new it gave you a different mode for the 1 to 2 player option.
Yeah.
2 player is you play 2 teams. It's like a 2-player game. You just
Yeah.
play solo. But yeah, I like that it had that different to kind of scale it better, because that's the issue Matt and I've always had with Thanos Rising is we destroyed this game so badly.
Exactly.
And we couldn't make it hard enough.
Yeah. So going into the items for critique, so anything that you would change about the game if given the opportunity, I'm going to start with you, Anne.
Well, that's rude.
I know. I had to throw you under the bus.
I think that I was a little disappointed that they've done so good with so much variety that I think I would have wanted to see more variety in the heroes' abilities. I don't think that the
You mean
unique
the
player
base abilities?
powers-
Yeah.
I don't think the unique player powers. Like you got, I know that you said that you're the cleric, and I kind of liked the idea of the bonus token. When we were looking at starter players, I chose Hawk Girl because it was, if you roll 4 or more Hawks on your opening roll, you get to draw a bonus token, whereas with Wonder Woman, it was 6 to get her
to do a damage to a
opening.
hero.
So the game is definitely super hard. I don't know. That I think is my one small.
I would have liked to
know,
have seen more variety in this.
The base power.
Yeah. I get why it's there, because this is
Yeah.
hard and you need to heal people.
Yes.
So I get it. But at the same
people
time,
died.
Oh,
People
yeah.
died on my watch, Matthew.
they did. You had a couple people die.
So sad.
Josh, how about you?
This actually fixed the one issue I had with
Your life?
SpongeBob, with the numbers being a little too small.
Yes.
I feel like these are slightly bigger, and then if it is just 1, they don't put the number there,
Yeah.
which is super helpful.
Yes.
How do you feel about the colors?
Super readable.
The colors aren't too bad. The
You definitely called the yellow dye green once, and you
The
kept
yellow
on-
and greens are a little close. The one thing I would have liked is, like, with Thanos Rising, they did shaped for the tokens.
Oh yeah,
These are all circles.
Oh, yeah. That would have been
I would
nice.
have liked
Batman shaped.
a Batman shaped one and a Green Lantern shaped.
I'm disappointed that the Batman dye is not black.
His color is purple also.
Yeah, but like.
I get it. My only real complaint is in terms of accessibility, in that these tokens, I want them to put the symbol on it.
Still.
Yeah, the symbols
Like,
would be nice.
Yeah,
Still,
please put
and
the
again.
symbol on it. That's the only thing, just because the colorblind is definitely a real issue, and having red and green and yellow all as your potential options there open the door up for people not to be able to distinguish it. So having that symbol printed on there with the die, I think, would completely
Especially in
alleviate
this
that.
game, because it's got. I knew Josh was gonna have problems off the bat because it's red, purple, and green. So with red, green, colorblind, and yellow, like with Josh, those are the colors that you, and pink and gray. Those are the colors that you struggle with.
Yeah.
Would you do anything like that with your Porsche? What, Josh? Paint it pink. Josh, that's gray.
A little bit of backstory there.
Sorry.
Most important question of the evening: would we play this game again, Josh?
Oh, definitely.
And
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
can we play it now? Honestly, this is my favorite Rising game of the series.
Yep.
And Thanos Rising won Game of the Year of us 2 years ago. So it speaks volumes for us to say that.
I would play this game again, and if they sold expansion packs for it, I'd be first in line.
Oh hell yeah! Like this is.
I love the base of
Yeah.
it. I love the idea of the villains coming out, and I think that like this would be a perfect game. I love the variety. They've already got variety. I would just want more. Like man, you just expansion packs now.
Yeah.
It's just great.
I mean,
I know it's easy to do.
A little bit of backstory into the Twist Gaming universe. So Josh was reading the rules before and kind of texting us teasers during the day of like things he read in the rule book, and I had looked through just out of sheer curiosity the villain cards and hero cards before to see the variety and like the different player powers, and I said in the chat like this sounds like Thanos Rising, where they took all of the criticisms we had for Thanos
Yeah.
Rising and corrected them to a T.
Yeah.
And I'm so stoked to play it.
Yep.
And this
Oh.
lived up to my excitement.
You know what Thanos Rising had that I think that they stopped doing, and I wonder if it was a cost thing, which I think I would have liked. I know you guys
The
don't
separate board.
the indentations on the boards to hold the tokens.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Thanos did that, right? With the
the fist.
These are double-sided, so that makes it a little bit harder to do on those. But
Yeah.
you make it thicker and you put the holes in both sides.
It
You
becomes
two
three
are
layers.
engineers. You could figure that out.
Becomes 3 layers instead of 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's 50% more cost.
Okay, but
Plus
makes me
weight.
it makes me happy.
So that is going to conclude our first impression session for The Batman Who Laughs Rising by the Op. Again, shout out to the Op for sponsoring this
Yes.
stream and all of this week's streams with Spotlight. Go to theop.games to check out and pre-order The Batman Who Laughs
Get it.
Rising.
You guys will be so happy. Christmas time? Look, you've got friends.
No, it's spoopy. It's Halloween time. Order it now.
for Halloween.
Order one for you for Halloween now. Order a second one and hide it for Christmas gifts. Order everybody should have this game. It's such a good game.
I love it. I love it. But signing off for now, I'm Batman.
You totally have taken Josh's spotlight.
Take 2 now.
I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
And we're Twist Batman Gaming. Oh,
Batman.
He's got the Bat mask. Thank you all for joining us. We much appreciate it. Take care, everyone. Good night.
Good night.